In this demo, we'll be looking at how we can set up a magazine cover layout along with some inside pages. And we're going to be replicating this Lady Macbeth feature from a fictional magazine called Power. So I'm going to start a new document with File New. InDesign gives you lots of presets to choose from. As this is a print publication, I'm going to choose print as my primary output and then choose the letter format, as that has the traditional dimensions of a magazine cover. If I switch the units to inches in the document setup panel, you can see the 11 by 8.5 that is standard. We'll keep it in portrait orientation. Let's give myself 3 pages to work with for the sake of this demo. We'll add a 2-column layout for my main text and expand the gutter that sits between the columns. I'll also switch back to millimeters and then give my magazine a 3mm bleed so that any colour that comes to the edge of the page will not have a white line when it's finally printed. Let's click on Create to get started. I'm using the Essentials Classic interface, by the way, but you may have another preference. I can see my pages in the Pages panel, the front page on its own, and then the next 2 together as a spread. The first thing I want to do is to add my main cover image. I'll place this onto the page using the Place command. I can then draw the frame out where the image will be positioned. And if I need to adjust the frame, I can pull out the blue lines with the pickup handles. To size the content inside it, fitting tools will also help you to get it right. You can click on the center to switch to a brown selector and then move the image inside the blue frame. Let's lock this image down in place so it doesn't move anywhere by going to Windows, Layers, find the layer, and then click on the little space where the padlock will appear to lock it. Okay, let's start preparing the layout. Left click, hold, and drag the cursor from inside the rulers to bring down your guides. I'm putting guides in place to help me space out the elements for the front page. The first element I'm going to create is the exclusive interview box. First of all, I'll draw out the rectangle with the rectangle tool, and then I'll use the fill option to select a colour, in this case red. Once that's in place, I'll select the text tool and draw out a box. I can type in my content and then use the character properties bar at the top to adjust the font style, size and colour accordingly. Keep adding text boxes to your page with the content that you want. To create new colours, like the light yellow for my main title, click on New Swatch, give your colour a name and type in the CMYK values. You can use rotation tools as well to flip your text around, like this instance where the today appears inside the letter R at the top. I'm using the character properties to change outlines, colours, line spacing, to get the effects that I want. Keep filling up your page with all your elements, but remember to watch the useful guides that appear to help you to keep your boxes aligned and centered. Watch out for the purple line here that appears as this box moves towards the middle, showing that it is dead center when it's positioned. Okay, now we're happy with our front page. We can preview it by going to View, Screen Mode, and select Preview. This will show you the layout without the guide or the frames. Let's move on to putting the main article together now. Double-click the second page in the Pages panel to move to the spread. I'm going to put a colour background onto this page, and that's basically following the same procedure I did with the red box on page 1. Rectangle tool, draw it out, choose a colour, or create a new one. Once again, I'm going to drag a guide down to the middle to help me lay out my content. Now it's time to place the main image, but this time I'm going to draw out a placeholder for my image first. I click on the placeholder icon at the left-hand side and then drag out a box for my image to go into. Once I'm happy with the placement, I can then choose File, Place, and once I've chosen the image, it will drop right inside the frame. I can right-click to adjust the fitting options to ensure to get the most of the image in without breaking the blue frame line edges. Add in your title text using the text frame and character tools, very much like we did on page 1. But as you're likely to want to use the same stylings for future headings in this case, select the text and then go to Window, Styles, Character Styles, and then select New Style. Give it a title and check that the stylings are correct. Now, if you want to apply this styling to another heading later on, you can just go into your heading, go to the Styles panel, and select the style that you want to apply. Okay, now we're ready to place our main article body of text. Flowing text between columns is an amazing feature in InDesign, but just as amazing is the ability to grab text from pre-existing files and bring them into your text boxes. I'm going to use a Word document full of lorem ipsum text. It's just some Latin placeholder text to fill up a space. I'm going to click File, Place, and select the Word document. And then, when the cursor is loaded like a paintbrush with my text, I can draw out a text box for it to flow into. Now, of course, this isn't all of it. We know this by the red plus sign at the bottom right. So if I click that, the rest of the text will load in, and I draw out another box or two. These column texts are all connected. If I adjust the size or change formatting or delete text, the rest of the boxes will update accordingly. So let's use the paragraph and character commands to adjust my text and see what happens. I'm going to take out the white background by using this option in the paragraph options. Then I'm going to adjust paragraph spacing. And then finally, I'm going to go back and adjust color, font, and size in the character properties panel. Remember, because this is the main body text, we may want to also make this into a style. But because this also has paragraph spacing as well as character formatting that we want to keep, we would add it as a paragraph style instead. Once you're happy with your layout and you've completed your magazine, then you can select Export and PDF Print.